Howdy folks, and welcome back to the RCD show. Thanks for tuning in. I had a wonderful surprise this morning. Knock on the door and Jim Lutx was standing there. I've been trying to get Jim on the show since the show started.
Jimbro.
Jimbro.
There's two Jim Lutzes in town. The other Jim Lutz plays lead guitar for Cornell Hurd. So I added the bro on there because somebody came to one of his gigs, for the Jim Lutz. I thought, well, I'm just going to add the bro on there because, this is confusing. So
I have the same issue with another Rick Dodson, who when I'm a singer-songwriter, and Rick Dodson, and I typed in Rick Dodson, singer-songwriter, and who should pop up but somebody who's been around forever and played lead guitar for Mel Tellis.
So there you go.
I mean, he has albums out, and he's actually not bad. I'm like, this guy's stealing my act. But of course, he was around doing his thing long before me. So Jimbro.
Yeah.
So Jimbro, you're from Manor.
Yeah, I've been in Manor. Last 35 years in a 100-year-old farmhouse out there.
Gorgeous place.
Having our 100-year party next year, 2014, be 100 years. That farmhouse has survived, and I've been there about 35 years.
Wow. And Jimbro, you have your own show on YouTube, which has proved to be pretty successful. Tell us about it.
Well, it's called TexasSong.com, and I videotape Central Texas musicians and other musicians and groups that come into Central Texas, and I videotape them on location, generally in the clubs where I find them. And it's a little bit different from your show in that respect. And I generally don't do interviews because they're doing live performances. But everybody from Nora Jones to Bob Snyder to many lesser known people that are around Central Texas.
Bob Snyder's going to be on our show next month or the following month, and you should watch for him. He's a hot tamale around here or just about anywhere. Bob is. He's really got it down.
He's a ladies' man.
He's a ladies' man.
He's a ladies' man.
He'll love to hear that.
I love Bob Snyder. He's one of the most creative artists around. Period. Not just Central Texas. Plus, he plays just a big variety of kinds of music.
He does.
He's had like 5 different kind of bands. All styles. He'll do all styles, and he's a super talented guy. Right.
Well, I would like to strongly recommend everybody to go to TexasSong.com and make it one of your channels for Texas music. As Jimbro said, it's entirely different than this show because it's live. Normally, they're on stage or at a club, and it's just a great channel to keep up to date with a lot of things. And you have another channel that you put your own stuff on.
Well, I have JimBroFriends.com where I have my personal videos and my personal songs. And I have probably 15 or so different songs on that. Some of the videos are multicast with several people, and a few of them are just me singing my song, and I want to get it recorded before. I got another song that's hot coming off the press, and I want to get one recorded, and sometimes I use that video.
And that's Jimbro Friends.
JimBroFriends.com, and different friends play with me on different occasions, and so when I go out and play clubs and stuff, I go by Jimbro Friends.
Well, once again, and I've checked out this, it's one of my favorite channels, so add these two to your selection along with the RCD show. We cover different spectrums, but very, very important in the music scene right now, in the Texas singer-songwriter music scene, is everything Jimbro is doing. He's a very dedicated videographer when it comes to good music. Well, Jimbro, will you entertain us with one of your songs?
Yeah, I'm going to do Angel Without Wings.
Angel Without Wings.
Angel Without Wings.
Can you tell us a little about it?
Okay, well, everybody has the angel, and they have a little bit of the devil in it. And you have a choice, and you sometimes go back and forth because you don't stay on one continuum, you know what I mean?
I do.
And so that's called Angel Without Wings.
Mine argue all the time.
There you go.
Don't do it.
We all have the potential to do the most good in this life or just do the worst possible thing, and you make a decision all along the way every day.
When did you write this?
No, it's a couple of years old.
Couple of years old.
Angel Without Wings.
Angel Without Wings.
Angel Without Wings. I've got the devil in me. It's everybody, I'm thinking.
Jimbro, Lutx, Angel Without Wings.
Yep.
Take it away, Jimbro.
All right.
I've got the devil in me. I'm a material being. Baby, won't you comfort me? Baby, won't you comfort me? It's all in black and white, colors fade every night. It's a grand mystery. Baby, won't you comfort me? Baby, won't you comfort me? Everything's for sale, cheap talk. It's a comic tragedy. Baby, won't you comfort me? Baby, won't you comfort me? We all break or we bend. We go out like we came in. We all cut and we bleed. Baby, won't you comfort me? Baby, won't you comfort me? I'm an angel with wings. I've got the devil in me. I'm a material being. Baby, won't you comfort me? Baby, won't you comfort me? Maybe then I could believe. Angel Without Wings.
Angel Without Wings. That's a gorgeous song, and
Thank you. It's kind of an existential, I call it the existential lonelies song.
existential lonely.
Yeah,
You've always
yeah.
been very good at putting words together
I like
that
words.
normally don't fit, and
Well, as
they
a
sound.
songwriter, you like words, you're that same way. I mean,
Yeah.
you like words, you like to write. I write pretty continuously. I've always got a couple songs in the hopper.
Now, how long have you been writing? Seriously writing?
I started writing a few decades ago, and I had a family, and it started really interfering with making a living. And back when Jimmy LaFave was hosting music at the Chicago House on Trinity in Austin,
Yeah.
I was playing open mics back then, and that's where I met Jimmy. He's Oklahoma. I'm from Oklahoma. Jimmy's Okie. And anyway, so I was playing there, and it started taking a lot of my time, and I had my own business, and I started taking my guitar to work, and then my business was suffering. I thought, I have to make a living for a while. So I love to write, but I'm going to come back to it when I have a lot more free time, and now I do have all the free time I want, and I'm writing like a banshee.
Right.
Is it banshee or banshee? Whatever.
Yeah.
It's whatever.
You normally, your living, your day job is that you're a jeweler.
Making jewelry,
you
right?
make bolos, and In fact, the
Custom
necklace,
fishing. There you go.
yeah, necklace that's been around my neck here for, I don't know.
Decade or so, I don't know.
Oh, longer than
Decade,
that.
I don't know, yeah.
You made for me my personal symbol, and
Uh-huh.
it's funny how many dozens and dozens of times I've had people come up
Uh-huh.
and put their finger on it and say,
Yeah, that's a nice
you know,
piece. That's
they
your
either
design.
say, what does, yeah, it's
Yeah.
my personal symbol,
Right.
but they come up and they either say, what's this mean?
Uh-huh.
Or they come up and they tell me what it means.
Uh-huh,
And
right.
I've had every
Uh-huh.
possible, thing told to
Uh-huh.
me. But
That's gold on silver, right?
Gold
You
on
got
silver.
Some little garnets in there, right?
and yeah, some garnets.
Yeah,
and
gold on silver. Gold on copper. And then copper. It darkens and that gold pops out. So I like
Right.
that combination.
I do too. I haven't had this off except for X-rays, and
Uh-huh.
I think it's been
Uh-huh.
closer to 20 years since I
Uh-huh.
had this made.
Uh-huh.
But you, what's the name of your jewelry company?
It's a bolo man, like a bolo tie. Boloman.com.
Boloman.com.
Yeah, I own boloman.com and boloman.com. Either one comes to me.
I would go there and look at his work. He's not only an exceptional songwriter, but he's one of the better jewelers that I've come across in all of my years of being a sculptor. He just really understands how to put together different metals in a way that most people just don't see.
I do one of a kind bow ties and pendants, and then I number and name them, and I've got like 930 different one of a kinders that are numbered from 1 to 930.
I've got 4 of those. I've got 4 of them, and they, you always write some little something on the back.
There you go.
Scratch
It's a songwriter coming out on you.
Songwriter coming out on you.
Yeah.
Well, do you have another one that you can play for us?
Yeah, I do. This one's called "You've Come Back Home."
You've come back home. When did you write this?
Oh, it's about a year old, and part of the lyrics are right. My wife and I, we had a little 6-month-old baby. We were coming back from maybe San Francisco, and we were heading into Taos about 3 in the morning, and it was freezing, and we were in a VW Beetle long ago, running out of gas. Couldn't run the heater any longer, and the heater wasn't worth anything anyway. So there's no motels open in the whole of Taos. This was 20 years ago, 25, 30 years ago. And we thought, well, we can break into a furniture store and sleep on that bed, right, and get some covers, or we can go directly to jail.
Yeah.
So we went directly to jail instead and take the quick route. But they wouldn't give us a cell. We had to sit up on these hard chairs in the hallway the rest of the night. It was still cold in there, but our baby didn't freeze.
They let you like
no,
a
I
church
told them,
or
I said,
something?
you either let us in or we're going to break in, and you got to bring us in. You got to leave here in the cold to go come get us.
Can't imagine that working in Austin or San Antonio or any bigger cities, but maybe it would.
Threatened to break the law, so put me in here right now. That's what we did. It's just one of the little lines in the song. It's not the main part of the song, but it's one of the lines.
It's a great story, even without a song.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. No one would let us even sit in the lobby. This was when hippies weren't in favor in Taos. Remember back in Easy Rider days when they made that movie, they'd shoot the hippie off of the motorcycle.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And of course, since then, now it's all that way. But back in those days, hippies, who is a long hair,
hippie
plus with the Texas tags on top of that.
Right. Right.
So,
what are you doing in our state?
Anyway, yeah, exactly.
Well, things have changed a little from then. Of course, there's not as many hippies around anymore.
Well, they're different.
Not sure what.
Yeah, I don't know what they are.
Not sure what they are, or what we are, or whatever.
Exactly.
I think we could all probably, cop to being a hippie at one time or another in our life. I know I certainly was. All right, Jim. All right. Take it away.
All right.
Jim,
you've come back home. You've come back home. I've
in the past. I'll use the couch by the door. Our love was a song when you sang along. The melody was true, but more than you could do, 'cause you painted the town, you painted it red. And I love that free spirit in your head. Yes, I'd like to talk. What's on your mind? I'm glad you came home. Yeah, I remember the time we asked to get in to the Town City Jail. We were freezing in no vacancy motel. You've never been far from my mind. Cards that you sent where you played night after night. I just have to smile at the love that we've shared. And here you are standing right here. Our love was a song when you sang along. The melody was true, and more than you could do, 'cause you painted the town, you painted it red. And I love that free spirit in your head. Still here, old Nat King Cole, yeah, I'll put it on. We can dance slow, you know that the spark still has a glow. Are you ready for bed? It's getting cold. It might have worked out.
I love your music, Jimbro. I've always, that's why I've been after you since we started this show, to come in. I had no idea you'd pop in this morning, but it was a wonderful timing, and we really appreciate we appreciate what you do and the fact that you're doing it on our show.
Well, I appreciate popping in and finding your place out here in the hill country.
Yeah, we like
rolling oaks. Here's a beautiful locale.
We like to stay hidden. Not many people drive down our
you don't know exactly which driveway it is, and they all look pretty similar.
They do.
And you can't see the house at the end.
They do.
So you don't know what's going to be at the end of the road.
We like to stay incognito. Not many people visit unless we invite them because they can't find us.
Absolutely. And you don't want to go down the wrong driveway.
No,
you Texas hill country.
Yeah, don't come to the studio without an invitation. It's not a good idea. You might turn down the wrong driveway. And it might be your last. No, not really. It's not that rough out here.
Yeah.
We have a tremendous amount of
folks. Lots of musicians in your neighborhood.
Lots of musicians in the neighborhood.
Absolutely.
There's everybody from Slim Richie to Dan Pickens and blue denim, and you know, we are filled with it's a little mecca.
It is.
You know, we get together every
the mecca of music. Absolutely.
Yeah, the locals around here, mainly from the area, get together every Friday night.
Bob Tom, Reed,
Bob Tom.
Everybody plays music out here.
Bob Tom, our first guest on the show. But you know, we get together every Friday night out here with locals and play bluegrass, and we go for there's Mike Bond, who's, of course, everybody who knows anything about Texas knows Mike and Texas music knows Mike and Louie Bond. They're just, you know, mainstays they're responsible for, well, Sarah Jarosz pretty much got her inspiration and start from Mike pushing her along when she was a little kid, and it's just there's an awful lot of really good people that come out here, and Mike's sort of a mentor, Louie too. But we have a jam that sometimes grows as large as 15, 20 people every Friday night, and it go around in circles. It's a great way to keep the
community together. The cohesive part is the music.
Right. If you're a picker and you are interested, you can contact me and I can tell you about it. It's free and open to the public as long as you got something with strings on it and
something that vibrates.
Right. And when it comes your turn, when the circle comes to you, there's no pass. You got to do one. You got to do something. But at any rate, this has just been an absolute thrill, and for me, we're so tickled that you stopped by. Will you come by again?
Sure, I'd love to.
I know that you have a wealth of songs that
I can't keep up with them.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, we hadn't
you're right. You got the disease, the writing disease.
We haven't even scratched the surface in any way. I've heard so many of your songs. Do you have anything special planned that you would like to? Well,
on February the 23rd, I don't know when this program's going out, but I host a monthly series at the Good Luck Grill called Saturday Songwriter. And on February the 23rd, Marvin Dykes, who's right out here in the hill country, he plays behind Tishy and hosts and everybody else, he's a great songwriter in his own right, plus he's a superlative musician. And so I invite one male guest, and the female guest I invite this month is Emily Klepper, who is some people who might have heard of Russell Klepper, who is her Canadian father, who comes down and plays Central Texas often. But Emily is about, I don't know, she's 23 or so. She's beautiful, but she's a fabulous songwriter and a fabulous singer.
Really?
Really. And she's been hanging out a lot with the West Texas desert people out by Terlingua and Marfa, that area. And that's how I got to meet him. And I got to play last week at the Spider House at the Big Bend Bash. They all came through town. They invited me to open for them. I've got some songs that are kind of related, and I know some of those people. And they came out to my farm afterwards. But she's fabulous. She's the female guest this February on the Saturday Songwriter at the Good Luck Grill, which I host once a month there.
Good Luck Grill. And where is the Good Luck Grill?
It's in Manor, yeah, which is just northeast of Austin, about 10 miles. It's a restaurant. It's got a nice little patio on the back for when the weather's a little nicer. In the winter, I play 3 months. We play inside on Saturdays for 3 months, and we go back outside again.
Is there a cover?
There's no cover. Buy some food, buy some beer, put some money in the tip jar, buy a CD if you want to. It's a lot of fun.
And you've been doing this for quite a while.
This is about the third year. I started doing open mics, and it kind of evolved into the singer-songwriter part. But in addition, during my part, we do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and during mine, it's a 3-hour deal. So I've got time to play 12 or 13 songs, and I usually have somebody shows up, and I know this guy. I say, well, come and do a couple songs. So I add more people than just the three.
Yeah.
And so, you know, it's fun for
If
the
they're in
audience.
the audience and
Yeah,
you know
I say, hey man, come play that song. I know that song. Come play that song.
right.
You know, and it's more fun for the audience to see a big variety of stuff.
Yeah, it is.
You know, I mean, it changes constantly. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, please check out his channel. It really is something to see, and it's
TexasSong.com.
TexasSong.com and Jimbro's Friends.
JimbroFriends.com.
JimbroFriends.com.
That's my personal
two
videos.
channels that you need to bookmark and check on often, because he's a very active videographer. And
if you need joy for your sweetheart, there's BolaMan.com.
yeah.
You know what I mean? It's cover all the bases. That's 3 bases right there.
There's 3.
One more is a home run.
One more is a home run.
There you go.
Well, Jim, this has just been more fun than I can tell you,
Right.
and I'm looking so forward to having you back next time you decide to just drive down my driveway and knock on the door.
Sounds like a plan.
That's
I was picking in your neighborhood last night. I'd slept in my van. I thought, well, you know, I'm not sure which driveway is Rick's, but I'm gonna chance this one. And sure enough, that was the right one.
You're picking over at Slim.
That's Slim's birthday
Richie,
party,
yeah.
76th birthday party.
If you don't know Slim Richie, which is hard to believe if you know anything about Texas
He
music.
plays everywhere constantly with Mojo's.
Slim Richie and Mojo they're up there. They are.
He is the Texas picker. He's a jazz man.
He is a jazz man,
jazz man.
and he puts
and
on
old classics.
An outrageous show. They put on an outrageous show. If you get a chance to see them anywhere, don't turn it down.
He looks like the father of one of the ZZ Top's guys. You know, he's got that long white beard, and he's 76. He's a little slimmer now. I call him Slimmer. He's getting a little slimmer, but he's always been a tall dude.
He's 76 and he picks.
Picks like a 30-year-old.
Well, he picks like a great 30-year-old.
Absolutely, you're right there.
I don't know anybody that picks better in the type of music he plays than him.
Absolutely, he's the man.
He's the man. It's neat.
He's got sunglasses and beads and this and that and the other. And Mojo plays upright bass, his sweetheart.
And they both wear white sunglasses.
Yeah,
they're quite the. Well, this has just been a real super treat. Thank you so much, and we're going to make a promise to our guests here, to our viewers here, that Jimbro will return. He'll be back on the show. I'd like to have you as a regular every few months.
Be fun.
Catch up with you, see what you're doing on your show.
I'm gonna put a link to RCD show on my TexasSong.com.
I'll
do the
same.
And somebody who's in Timbuktu, they want to see what's happening in Austin music, and they're going to come here. Check those sites out. It's like a jukebox of Texas music, the combination that we have.
Yeah, it is.
Really,
It is, and television is almost becoming obsolete unless you just want to, vegetate out and watch them figure out how somebody got killed, and
bad news makes news.
The internet is certainly YouTube. Has certainly become as more watched, because you can target exactly what you want.
Absolutely, absolutely.
All right, Jimbro.
All right, Rick. Thanks for having me on. It's been fun.
It has been fun.
All right.
Thanks for watching the RCD show. If you enjoy our content, please share it with your friends. Please like the channel. You can go to the RCD show on Facebook for updates that are very current. You can also go to the RCD show on Twitter, and either one will tell you who's up and a little bit about them and who's coming. We have a lot of great talent coming in the next couple of months, so please put us on your list and check back often.